interested to see Jinder fight Brock. I kind of felt like AJ versus Brock is a real kind of once in a lifetime kind of thing. There can't be too many more matches like that that's going to come between them two. So just to see that, it was like a unique kind of thing, like two people who have been on very different career paths finally coming in to meet in the middle, even though it was completely out of the blue, unexpected like that.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there on the whole thing, about the whole how we got that, and it was out of the blue. I'm not even sure now why they decided to do that, but I guess when we come out of this, after we've spoke about Survivor Series, we'll probably talk about that more from some of the latest news that I'm getting in. But yeah, just want to listen. In the last minute, as you were talking there, Matt, we've literally garnered quite a lot of new listeners. So I just want to thank everybody that's just tuned in the last 60 seconds. We've obviously seen it pop up somewhere from whatever device you're listening it to on. So also, guys, if you want to email us in some questions about Survivor Series, give us your opinions, your thoughts on what you thought of the show, anything that you think you want to express, email wrestleline@gmail.com, and yeah, myself and Matt will take your questions, as many as we can get through at the end of the show as well. Definitely want to encourage people to do that, and like I said, thank you for everybody that's got quite a bit of a rise here in the last 60 seconds. It's quite fascinating how everyone's literally jumped in, so it's really good to know we have some loyal listeners out there. But Matt, let's jump straight into it then. Survivor Series last night, and of course the show, we get this sort of opening package, if you will, of what was in store. And listen, straight off the bat, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room for me, and that was that this man. I don't know how many times. I mean, I'm gonna say it now because it was a feature in every single match last night. The announce team did a job on me where it was. I don't know how many times. It was almost like they were trying to convince themselves about this rivalry between Raw and SmackDown about who's got the dominant show, who's the best brand, as if I'm really giving a damn about it, because I tell you, I still don't give a damn about it. Matt, what did you think of the way they tried to produce this and present it to us? Because at the start of all this, it's all about this, there's this huge rivalry, and it's almost like, it reminded me of Shane McMahon in WCW days, that really bad version of WCW that he came in with all those years ago, which, by the way, was 2001. And here we are in 2017, and they're trying to rekindle this thing about this huge rivalry and who's got the most dominant brand, and it really weighed heavy on this entire pay-per-view. But for you, Matt, did any of that struck a chord with you? Did you at any point get emotionally invested about who was the more dominant brand, and did it affect you in any way emotionally, what they were trying to do there?
No, I can't say it really did get me invested at all. It was kind of like completely made up out of nowhere within the last about as little as 4 weeks, I'd say they came about with that. And it does kind of bug you a little bit, because you kind of think, well, if you're going to hype it up to be this kind of thing, it needs a build of at least 3 months. But then ideally, if it's going to be this kind of heat rivalry, you want it going year long. It just kind of feels like people coming out of the blue, like Stephanie comes back and then Triple H comes back, and it's all such a rush in a build up within the space of 4 weeks. It's like they finish with one pay-per-view, and then they're kind of thinking, right, we better get our eyes set on the next one and get the ball rolling on that, when it should have been building up like a long way prior to that, if they really want us to feel like that. And I think to get the most enjoyment out of something like this kind of Survivor Series, you have to kind of pick a team, even if you don't want to, even if it doesn't matter to you, and you like people on one side, you like on the other. If you're going to sit there, you kind of have to kind of look at who's got your favourite wrestlers on a certain team, because then at least that way you might kind of feel a bit of excitement or a bit of a loss when one of them's actually pinned and then is eliminated from your team.
I just felt like it was always going to be a case of who's your favourite wrestler, as opposed to this whole rivalry between brands. And it was so weird how some of these characters were that bothered about their own brand for some reason just for this night. But we'll get into more of that as we go along. Now I want to start with before we actually hit the main card. We had some kickoff matches. Matt, I don't know if you were fortunate or unfortunate to see some of these, but we had Elias versus Matt Hardy in a match that just went under 10 minutes. Did you get a chance to see the kickoff, Matt, last night?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, and this one kind of confused me. I was kind of like, well, this is Survivor Series, we're geared up, we're setting the groundwork here, it's Raw versus SmackDown, and then you get two Raw guys, and I'm kind of like, how's this fitting? You could have mixed it up at least a little bit. I mean, at least have like Samson versus Shelton Benjamin, and I'm thinking that would actually be something different that I wasn't expecting, at least. Yeah,
it wasn't too terrific, and it was it was a half-filled arena when they went out, which is always difficult in all that. And probably, I mean, that match, I mean, I like both guys, don't get me wrong, individually, there's something there, but it was just a typical like Raw match. It was like a match you get on Raw, and it was pretty forgettable, if I'm honest with you. I don't think that we'll be remembering that too much. Then there was, of course, the poor old WWE Cruiserweight Championship got bunked off the show, and it was Enzo versus Kalisto. And this, I mean, I was expecting a bit more. We saw this match when we was in London, but this was just a bit of a, I don't know where this was going. There was commercials for it, and that didn't seem to help as per normal. This was I mean, they are what they are, these kickoff matches, which is why I don't really rate them or score them, because I think it's already looks like you're sort of going to get nowhere when you're bunked onto these sometimes. And any thoughts on that match, Matt, for you? Is there anything that you enjoyed between Kalisto and Enzo in this one?
Cool, that's where we're at now, though, isn't it? I mean, like, we say we don't rate the pre-show matches, but then we can't even give a rating on a cruiserweight title match. How bad is that? Because that's just how far it's sunk. I mean, I really miss Neville now, though. Gone are those days when I would look forward to the cruiserweight matches. I'm just hoping, after this Kalisto feud is done with, there's going to be someone credible. And I'm not saying that Kalisto isn't a good cruiserweight champion, but I'm just looking for someone now to come along and just take that title and run with it and do it in a strong fashion. But this one did not blow me away at all. I felt like the match was very kind of weak in places, and although Kalisto might have been trying, I feel like this feud had run its course already a couple of weeks back easily. Totally with you there. Very difficult and surprising that they even had that belt involved, but there you go, it's on the pre-show. And then we get a tag team match, and of course Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I guess in a way, Matt, was we surprised, given what happened in Europe with these two guys, that they were bunked off the main card onto the kickoff here against Breezango. Was that a likely fixture that would be happening, Matt, for you? I was actually surprised to see them there in any shape at all, really. But then it was building up to that way anyway, because they weren't actually on the main Survivor Series card. Sami Zayn lost his qualifying match, and so did Kevin Owens. So therefore, they weren't supposed to be there in a sense. But I was glad to see them, because I feel like it would be a shame for there to be a pay-per-view on and two wrestlers of that kind of quality just left and forgotten about, because that's a real shame, like Kevin Owens. But it's hard to dislike when they're trying to get you across to hate these people. I find it difficult, because when they're saying the things that they say, they're true. Kevin Owens had made history in that building. He did become Universal Champion. And he won his Intercontinental title there, and all that. Everything he was saying was true, and it felt like he'd fallen a long way since then for no real fault of his own, other than just the way he's being booked.
I'm with you there, and it was a bit of a terrible sort of. I mean, I don't know what that match was about, but it was there. I mean, it wasn't bad. I think that was probably out of the three, probably the one I enjoyed a little bit more than the other two. But again, nothing nothing that sort of set the world on fire. But yeah, that was the pre-show matches. And like Matt said, I guess in a way I was surprised that Kevin Owens and Sammy were there. Okay, so we get into the real Survivor Series show now, and like I said before, the thing they really try and drive home here is this whole rivalry between Raw and SmackDown, brand supremacy, and who's going to win these scores, and like it's a massive deal for some reason. And the first match we get here, Matt, surprisingly, is the New Day up against the Shield. Was you surprised, Matt, given that Roman Reigns is involved in this, that he would be going on first? And did you feel like they were trying to make sure, maybe the night of all nights at Survivor Series, they maybe, they keep Roman sort of away from the main event area just for a little bit, and I'm not saying that he's been, he's down the card in any way, shape or form, because trust me, they love Roman Reigns, as we know. But did you think it was a deliberate move here to do that, Matt, and keep him here and keep him, sort of down against... Because I guess in essence, Matt, the New Day, it's not exactly, for Roman Reigns' standards, he's probably miles past all that. But then for Seth Rollins and Dean at the moment, it's probably about right. And again, it's a fascinating match here because the New Day, you could argue last year more than anything were such a hot act, whereas now I feel like they're slowly fading and burning away slowly. And here you got the reunion of the Shield, which is all a bit strange in itself, and I don't really know what the hell to make of the entire reunion anyway. But was this... I mean, what did you make of this match, Matt? And also the idea again that first of all I know they got the half t-shirts, but man, when I see that, I have to say this whole entire card, other than I think there was probably Brock Lesnar, I think Triple H, who else didn't wear a t-shirt, but those guys, thank God. But for everybody else, I felt sorry for them because I don't really think they care about it that much. It was so I don't know what the word is, but